Hello everyone, this is Sujit from Team ME Boards. Today we are going to see how to publish new release announcements to your JSM portal automatically via our app Automated Release Notes for Jira. On your screen right now, what you are seeing is a typical customer facing JSM portal where your customers generally visit to log their issues. And this is a good place to inform them about a new release you just had, and where they can get informed about the new release, and even they can see link to the detailed release notes. So if you notice at the top, there is one such announcement which is already published on this JSM portal, which speaks about a new version release that have been done, and it also gives you the link to the release page. This type of announcement can be published manually, generally through this customized menu, where there is an option called portal announcement, and here you can post these announcement messages. Now, you can do it manually, but it's you can automate it through our app Automated Release Notes for Jira. So let's see how to do that. So this is the app Automated Listeners for Jira. Before you begin, make sure that your JSM portal is linked to your ARN app. So just head over to the Help tab and see the integration settings or integration status for your JSM is connected. If not, then your Jira admin should be able to help you to do this one-time integration setup from the configuration screen of ARN. Under the integrations tab, you will see a JSM option where you will have to add credentials of a user on whose behalf these announcement messages can be posted. Uh, while you add this credential, make sure you add details of a user who has privilege to add these announcements. In short, those users who see this customized menu only use the credentials of one such user who has access to this portal announcements menu. In the password, you have to use an Atlassian token, which is generated from the login of this particular user, like this. So once your setup is ready and you see your integration status as connected, then you are good to go. The next step here is to create a template, a reusable template which can be used to publish such announcements for every release. So let's go to the templates. Under the templates, you have to create a template of type JSM announcement. I have already created one such template for you to demonstrate here. So this is my template. If you notice, I have used a few variables here. In the subject line, I have used the project name variable and the version name variable. Even in the message, I have used version name variable. So this is my typical announcement message template. I have added link to my release page where my users can go and see the detailed release notes of this version. Now, how to automate this? You have to create one rule for this. So, let's create one such rule. So, within a rule, uh, you know, you have to add JSM announcement action. So, if you see the list of actions here, there is action called push JSM announcement. Add this action to your rule to publish announcements to your JSM portal. In this rule action, if you have already noticed, I have named the action here, and then I have selected the template that we just created. And then the third field is portal ID. How to get this portal ID? It's very simple. Just head over to your JSM portal. It's a public portal, and in the URL, you will notice after the portal path there is one ID mentioned here. This is your JSM portal ID, and this portal ID remains unique across all JSM projects. So even if you have multiple JSM projects, don't worry, your JSM portal ID will always be unique. So just copy this portal ID and use it as a portal ID in your JSM rule action in ARN. Once you have done this setup, you can actually execute this rule action. Click on test button here, and as we have used version variable within our template, the system is asking me to provide an input against that version. So I will select one where such version for which I want to publish announcement, and click on preview. As it is done for all ARN templates, the variables are now replaced with their actual values. Your project name is replaced here, and version name is also replaced. Even in the announcement message, version name variable is now replaced. And when I click on test, my message is actually going to get published. So if I come back here and refresh this page, you will notice a new message has been published, which is actually coming from the app automated release notes for Jira, and a link is also there. There can be one scenario where you have, in this particular message I have hard coded this release page URL in the message, but in some cases, for example, you have multiple release pages, right, for different products, and you want to dynamically populate a URL for a particular release page, here you can do that again through ARN. So for example, you are publishing a release to a particular release page, and you want to dynamically pass link or URL of that particular release page to your JSM template. You can do that. So just go to your template, and instead of hard coding an URL, you can actually use an URL variable. So in the variables, search for release page URL variable and insert it. So this is now actually a variable, and how to use this variable or how to pass value to this variable. Let's say, go to the rules, and in your rule you have to add a release page action. So I will add an action called publish to release page. I will select the release page where I want to publish my release notes and save it. Now, when your action is added, make sure your release page action should remain uh, before your JSM action, because your release is going to get published to the release page first, and only then the system can pass on value of that particular page to your JSM action. So your JSM action, if it is using a release page URL, it should always come after the release page action within your rule. Now with this setup, now what I can do is I will first save my rule and then execute the entire rule, because I want to execute both actions. And when I execute the rule, let's check the logs. Both actions have been executed. My release on the release page is published, and then my JSM action is also successfully executed. Now I'll head over to my JSM portal and refresh. In this case now, even though I had removed the hard-coded URL from my template, you will notice the URL is there in the output. This is because this URL is now coming from the actual release page which was published through the same URL. And that's how you can automate the release page URL as well. Uh, what if you want to, you don't want to show a plain URL like this in your message, and you want to hyperlink it to this last line of text in your message? You can do that as well. So, for example, if you notice in the portal announcement menu, JSM has given the guidelines how to add hyperlinks in the JSM messages. It has to be used within the square brackets, the entire message, and Once you add that URL text, add a pipe character and followed by actual URL. We'll do the similar setup here. So what is happening here is now I want to hyperlink this URL to this text. So I will add this entire portion within square bracket, and I will add a pipe character between the URL variable and my URL text. So when this template is executed, this URL variable will get replaced by actual URL, and then because we have added it bit within this square bracket, this text will be hyperlinked to this URL. Let us see what happens. So I will go back to my rule and execute the rule here. Let's check logs. Both the actions have been executed, and let's see how it is posted. That's it. You can see the last portion of my message is now actually hyperlinked to my release page URL. So users can click here and quickly head over to your release page to see detailed release notes. So that is how you can automate publishing release announcements to your JSM portal. If you are not using versions in your releases, and if you are using sprints, you can use sprint variables instead of version variables to publish details of a particular sprint through which your release has happened. So that's it for this video, guys. See you in the next video. Thank you.